Yes, Taylor, we have. And there, look, who's sitting at Treehouse Dam. So my hunch to come check Treehouse Dam has paid off. With the baboons heading south, the leopard has headed north. And there comes Hosana, and he's now lying at his other favourite spot. If it's not at Twin Dams, where he lies on the dam wall. Yes, Hardy Dar, I know there's a leopard. Thank you very much. You've warned us. You've told us. Thank you. You can keep quiet now. Yes, there we go. Hardy Dar is now going to carry on shouting. But Hosana, this is his other favourite spot. He loves this log that is fallen over at Treehouse Dam. So I'm super glad that we came in this direction to come and check for him. So what a wonderful surprise. And the streak continues. I think if it wasn't for Hosana, we wouldn't have gone about 3 days without a cat. But he has been such a solid performer for us over the last few weeks. We really have been so fortunate in that he's spent a lot of time around these dams, and he keeps lying right out in the open where it's easy to find him, and we've had the best time with this little cat. So isn't that a sight for sore eyes? And like I say, our run continues. So Taylor, unfortunately, you've lost the sunset, and now you've lost the big cat challenge too. So we've really hammered Taylor today, and we'll have to give her something to cheer her up. No, I'm sure Taylor's just fine, and we mean it with the utmost jest. I know what it's like when it's a little bit quiet, and I was stressing a little bit because if we came to Treehouse and he wasn't here, I was really not sure where this cat could have gone to. I wasn't 100% sure if he may have crossed south, but given that I checked south and he wasn't, there was no tracks crossing over Gari Main. The only other place he could have gone was either the Mulawati or Treehouse Dam, and luckily for us, there he sits at the dam right out in the open. So what a wonderful surprise it is to see our little boy. He's starting to yawn, which means maybe, just maybe, he might get up and start moving. Hello, big boy. He is looking really good though. He's busy watching some Egyptian geese that are on the other side of the waterhole. That's what he was watching moving around. You can see, imagine having a noisy neighbour like the Hardy Dar all the time. In fact, I can imagine that, because where I used to live in Johannesburg, those Hardy Dars used to land on my windowsill and cry like that at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was not very pleasant. So I can sympathise with you, Hosana. I know that shouting and that wah every 2 seconds like that is not that pleasant. So I'm pretty sure Hosana will hope that it keeps quiet. Now, what he might want is the Egyptian geese to come round. So Taylor McCurdy is saying that her feelings are hurt and that she's going to adopt the fetal position and cry herself to sleep tonight. Taylor McCurdy, there's no need for that at all. We are just joking. And if anybody can find a cat on the way home, it will be Taylor Mac. And I'm pretty sure she's going to get something epic to make up for her day. But I think Hosana is going to stalk this Egyptian goose. There's an Egyptian goose that is slowly walking in this direction. His eyes are fixed on it, and he's just bowing his head down below and watching the Egyptian goose. So there's the Egyptian goose right there, and Egyptian goose has decided, no, hang on, there's something not right. I'm going to change my mind and move off. Now, a leopard will hunt an Egyptian goose. I have seen Tundi's youngest cub, Wabayiza, grab an Egyptian goose once at Chitwa Dam, so they do go after them from time to time, and you can see there's a big sigh as if to say, come on, Egyptian goose, come closer, don't walk away. And the Egyptian goose is not listening at all. Now also, Taylor McCurdy's got nothing to complain about now that I'm thinking about it. Sorry, my little hamster takes a while to catch up on its wheel. It sometimes turns a little slower than it should, but she's got nothing to complain about. I do believe last night she saw 2 bat-eared foxes. Now, I'm very envious in that she's gotten to see bat-eared fox. She's also been seeing the cheetahs regularly, so she's got really no reason to complain and no reason to be crying herself to sleep. She's having a wonderful time that side and seen so many amazing things. Judging by the Instagram posts and the photos that I've seen on her pages, she seems to be having a really, really good time and seen a lot of amazing things. So, you know, she's also not doing too badly herself. And while we have been lucky with leopards, it's not always going to be this way. Oh, big yawn. I think he's going to start thinking about moving. I think you're going to see a bit of grooming happening. Then I think he's going to start waking up and heading maybe, hopefully, down for a drink. Imagine if he comes down to drink and this light will just put a bit of light on him, and it will be beautiful with the reflection, because Treehouse Dam is still. The wind has dropped completely. There's the odd insect that is busy hatching. Lots of mosquitoes around. In fact, when we got into Rusty this afternoon, it was like a cloud coming out of it. There was all the mosquitoes from last night, and so there will be a few insects that are hatching off the water surface, but otherwise it is like glass, and if he comes to drink, we're going to get a beautiful reflection of Hosana drinking. And hopefully he comes to a nice flat section across from us, or maybe on this other side where the Egyptian geese are, and has a drink before he starts his evening of moving around. Now, talking about mosquitoes, I've even got 2 mosquitoes mating right next to me on my jersey. Do not mate on my jersey. I don't want mosquito larvae laid anywhere near me. Off you go. Who does that? I think we've timed this perfectly. I think if we'd got you earlier, it'd probably be quite a sleepy cat. So I think we've got in here just the right time to see a bit of activity. Now, where he's going to go from here is going to be interesting. He's done a big kind of northward push to Buffelshoek Dam, and then went south to Twin Dams, and now he's back here. So it's going to be interesting where he's going to go. Proud Cat Mama, happy birthday. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. You say thank you for finding a leopard on your birthday. Well, it's my absolute pleasure. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you're having a wonderful day, or continue to or have had a wonderful day, should I say, and continue to have a wonderful day further. And it is nice always when you have a leopard on your birthday, and hopefully I will be lucky this year and have a leopard on my birthday. It's always the animal I look for on my birthday. I don't know why. I like looking for them, and sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. Now, the rest of your question I've completely forgotten, because I got so excited about your birthday and was too busy wishing you. So I know you said something about territory, but I didn't actually pick it up all. So Lou, if you can repeat that. Does the tail for a leopard have any specific uses? So yes, the tail is used quite a lot with a leopard, particularly when climbing. It just offsets the balance, and it just helps to keep that cat straight when it's going up trees, and especially when it's hoisting carcasses. You can imagine carcasses swing and their weight throws the leopard off a little bit, and that tail will constantly move when climbing around to help with that. So they really do use their tail effectively for that. Also, will help a little bit with hunting. Look, he's watching a giraffe in the distance. There's a giraffe. He's got his head over the log, and then in the distance you'll just see the head of a giraffe there. You see it walking on the horizon? So Hosana is watching the giraffe with a very lazy look. Now, I wonder if this giraffe is going to come down the bank towards him. But it's just so funny to see how he's watching the giraffe. It's about as lazy a look as you could have. He's got his head resting perfect. There we go. Is that the best way to see it? Isn't he a cute cat sometimes? But the giraffe will come down and hopefully have a drink as well. It's really nice to see so many giraffe around. There's lots of tracks for them again, and we haven't seen many giraffe, and I think it's because of all the flowering bush willows. So the giraffe are coming back to feed off those, much like what we were discussing with the elephants earlier. And Hosana is just watching it. Of course, that's not a meal for Hosana. Hosana, even though he is a male leopard, he's not a fully grown male leopard, and that is a massive giraffe. That is not a small giraffe by any stretch of the imagination. It looks like a young male, so I highly doubt that giraffe is going to be on the menu, even for a big male leopard. We know that Tingana and Anderson have both brought down fairly hefty giraffe, but he's still got a long way to go before he's that size and is able to do such things. So the giraffe for him, unfortunately, will just be a figment of his imagination and a pipe dream for later in life. You're far better off with the Egyptian goose, Hosana, than you are with the giraffe. The giraffe is going to hurt you if you go after that, but can't help but look and ponder. I would imagine he sits there almost looking at it like a big steak. You know, when you're hungry and you go past somewhere and you see some really nice food, and he's kind of salivating at this massive giraffe that's walking past. He is such a beautiful cat, though. So a lot of you are commenting that I am truly the leopard whisperer. No, I don't think so. Like I say, I've just been so lucky. It's the time of the year as well. I'm on my own here at Djuma, so you know, if there had been other vehicles here, let's say Taylor or Ali or Byron, they would have taken routes that I might have driven to have found some of these cats, and they would have had a lot of the sightings on their own. So the fact that I'm on my own has helped with me being able to see a lot of leopards and to have gone to a lot of the sightings that are around. That, coupled with the fact that it's dry season, water is a requirement, and particularly Hosana and Tamba, they seem to like to hang around water, and it's just been luck. It's not, I mean, we've tracked the odd one, but it's not been in any way, you know, that much of my kind of skill. It's just, I've been lucky at the end of the day, and any one of the other presenters that had been here over this period would have also seen just as many leopards and would have really had just as special sighting. So it's just a lucky thing, and I suppose the positive vibes do help, and putting out positive thoughts and spending time looking for them, you sometimes do get rewarded. But at the end of the day, any one of the presenters at Safari Live has both the luck and the skill to pull off sightings plenty of any of these cats, and so I would imagine that any one of them would have seen these guys. It's like I say, I mean, it's one of those things, and in fact, actually, a lot of that goes down to my cameramen. The cameramen have, between Seb and Senzo, I've been so spoiled with the two of them because they really spotted a lot of these cats for me. They've helped me a lot with spotting in areas that I might not have looked. They've got a different perspective to what I do, and they really have been a huge help. And it just goes to show how valuable it is to have guys that are really into it. So not just looking at a camera and thinking about just filming, but are really into actually kind of looking for things and being an extra pair of eyes for us. So they also need to take a lot of credit for what goes on. They really are, both of them, very, very, very enthusiastic about what we do and spotting animals, and they love it just as much as what I do. And you know, Seb seems to have a firm favourite in the leopards. I know Senzo is a lion man, and I've been shoving leopards down his throat for the whole week, but I think it's starting to grow on him. I think he's starting to enjoy finding the leopards, because he was quite excited when we saw Hosana just now at the dam. He's kind of exclaimed leopard. So you know, they need a lot of credit to those guys. They really do help me a lot. So thank you, guys. Thank you, Senzo. You're a champion. Take care. You're asking how far does a leopard's... Sorry, Senzo, that's my fault. I just took my foot off the brake. But how far does a leopard's claws go into a tree when it's climbing up? Depends, take care on the type of tree. So some trees are denser woods than others, and therefore claws sometimes don't go as deep as they should. Also depends on the leopard. If you've got a situation where you've got a young cub, its claws are going to be nowhere as big as then somebody like Tingana. So the bigger the claws, obviously the deeper and also the more powerful the animal, and the heavier the animal, the deeper those claws tend to go in the ability to get traction and get up. So you'll find with the male leopards, they'll go in, I would say probably, if I think about Tingana's claws that I saw the other day, maybe at most 5-6 millimeters. Not too deep. It's not as deep as you would think. Remember that a lot of these trees have bark on them, and so they're actually gripping onto the bark and pulling little bits of bark, and the claw itself doesn't go that deep into the wood. But in really soft woods, I think the deepest I've ever seen is probably just over 1 centimeter, and that was in a very soft wooded tree. It was in a marula that was quite young and had been exposed by elephants stripping the bark, and the wood was really primed for a leopard to climb. It's also summer when there's a lot more moisture content and the wood tends to be slightly softer, so there was a lot of that. Now we are being currently absolutely overrun by mosquitoes. This is the first night since we've been out and about and the summer kind of temperatures have arrived that we've had mosquitoes, but they are everywhere. I can see clouds of them all around me, so hopefully we don't get hammered by them. They are one of the insects that really does like to go after me. So look at Hosana. There goes the Egyptian geese. With longing eyes, he's watching the Egyptian geese fly off. I'm sorry, my boy, that they didn't want to be your friends. Well, you didn't want to be their friend either. You wanted to eat them and make dinner out of them. So he's kind of longingly looking at these Egyptian geese just disappearing into the distance. But how beautiful is Treehouse Dam? It really is a wonderful place to view leopards. It's open, it's clear. There's some nice tall trees around it, and we often get that setting sun. What have you seen? Oh, there's Nyala, there's Nyala, wait, there's Nyala just on our right-hand side that are coming. They've not seen him, but he's watching them. Look, he's just trying to slink under the branch. Now, the Nyala have seen something, and they're a bit unsure, but there they are coming down. So this is why he's hanging around dams lately. He's getting a lot of opportunities to hunt. Now, if he's just clever, and he keeps his head down, and he stays still and keeps his tail from moving, he might just have a chance here. That Nyala knows something's up because he moved. That Nyala saw some movement and wasn't sure what was going on, but he's now got himself right up against the log, and I can promise you in the light that we've got at the moment, it is very difficult to see him, although those Nyala are looking intently in his direction. So there he is. Look at how he's blending. Even with the camera, it's becoming difficult to see him. So this dark, dingy light is really not easy to see, and he's going to have to hope that he sits dead still and exercises the patience that he did a few days ago when we saw him hunting those impalas, and to lay very low, not to make any noise or any movement, just to sit and wait until the Nyala are satisfied that there's nothing there. But that is pretty cool to see. So we might have sort of hunt 2.0 from the other afternoon, and I was saying that this is a good time because he's going to start getting active. It's also been a warm day, which means these Nyala need to come and drink, and they're unsure. You can see the two at the back haven't noticed him, and now even the female, she's kind of saw something, but she's not sure. Now Hosana has actually creeped a little bit closer, and he's waiting for them to go down to drink. Just be patient, boy. She's definitely aware something is here. But that is the distance between them at the moment. It's not very far. So he's on the far left of that screen. You can hardly see him in this light. He's completely hidden. That spotted coat is blending in so well. And then the Nyala notice some sort of movement, and they're just watching. But look at him. He's in that exact same position that we saw him with the impalas, flat, low to the ground. Now he needs to just be patient and wait for them to all commit to drinking before he decides to move any further. Now, slowly but surely, they are coming down to drink. And in fact, they have started drinking. You can see he's popping his head up now. He's getting ready to try and position himself again. Once all the heads go down and they're drinking, he can then move and try and work out a way to get closer. But at the moment, he's just watching and checking. There we go. You see he's trying to creep. The Nyala are drinking now, so they're all heads down. But he doesn't really have much to work with here. He's unfortunate that the Nyala have drank where they have. Hopefully for him, once they finish drinking, they walk towards him. That's his only option that he's got. Otherwise, he's going to have a bit of a tough time of it, because where he is currently is not great at all. And also, I want to try and take my light off him, because I don't want those Nyala to see. So I'm sorry if it gets a little bit darker, but I don't want that. Look, there he's crawling. So he's into that leopard crawl again. Now, leopards have different collarbones to other animals, and then they have a floating collarbone, and that allows them basically to push their tummy right down onto the ground, push their hips up, and they can then crawl on their tummy and keep their profile low. But this Nyala knows something's not quite right. It's much like the impalas the other day. This Nyala is aware that, hang on a second, there is something that keeps kind of catching my eye. I'm not sure what it is, but she is definitely unsure. Now, if these Nyala move around the dam and head closer towards where Hosana is, they're going to be in a lot of trouble, because he's going to have the run on them. But I don't think they will. I think they're going to go back the way they came. Yep, that female is very nervous. She knows, hang on, something's not right here. I'm going to go back the way I came. That's the safest route. And there they go up the bank. Now, whether Hosana is going to follow is going to be interesting. Although she's turning, I wonder where she's going to go. I cannot believe how many mosquitoes are around us, though. It is quite phenomenal to see them. There is clouds and clouds and clouds of them. I'm sorry that it's very dark. We don't have our IR on just yet. We haven't had time to put it on, and unfortunately I don't want to shine lights on him or the Nyala, so I know it is a little bit on the dark side, but please bear with us. We'll try and put our lights on once the Nyala have left, and we'll be able to then see him a little bit better. But the Nyala are clever. They're going exactly the route they've come, knowing that that's a safe place that they've come from. So now I can put on my light again and just give him a bit more sort of color, because they've drifted away. So they are no longer even facing him. He's going to have to try and find himself a better place to try and stalk. And maybe once they go around the corner and they drift off into the thicket, he might then start to pursue them. Sorry, my boy, it didn't quite work out for you. You were close again, but had the idea again. It's just he's got to hope for that they come a little bit closer to drink than what they did, unfortunately. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure of that we are going to find Hosana on a kill at one of these dams within the next week. I'm pretty sure about it. He's learning valuable lessons every time, and he is starting to work out that this is where he needs to be in the afternoons. And it's why we're finding him a lot at these dams, is because in the afternoons he knows animals come to drink, particularly in warm weather, and this is the best place to be, is to sit in these dams, wait and watch, and soon things come. Now, what have you spotted above you? He's kind of looking up into the trees to see what's going on. So Senzo is going to go into IR, so you'll see the color will go away. We'll go black and white, and it will help us see a lot better. There we go. It's going to be a lot better. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the IR light, so it will still be a little bit kind of noisy, but once we have a chance to put the IR light on, it will be much better. Yawning, which means that, again, I think he is going to move. Hopefully, it is to come drink. That would be ideal, although at this stage, it seems as though he's still contemplating which way he's going to go in order to hunt his Nyala. Christine, you're saying Hosana is such a patient boy. He is, isn't he? I've been absolutely amazed by the patience he's shown over the last little bit. He's really matured as an individual. He's no longer that little boy that kind of rushes out and tries to go after anything and chase everything. He's working out techniques day by day, and he seems to be getting a lot more successful with how he's approaching hunting. He seems to have worked out that dams are the way to go at the moment, that there's lots of food items that are coming down towards waterholes, and that if he uses the banks and the undulating terrain of these waterholes, that there is a chance that he can hunt, and that he needs to just be patient and the time will come. He might have 10 hunts like this where he misses and he doesn't even get to chase, but there will be a day where they're going to come straight towards him and he's going to have them right on basically his doorstep, and he'll be able to grab one. So this is all great training, even though that you can't constitute as a proper hunt. He's just stalked and he's working out. So it's a lesson that has been learnt from what he's just done. It wasn't actually a hunt and a failure. It's more a lesson. He didn't really have much of a chance given how open it was between him and the Nyala. So he did the best he could, and that's okay. Like I say, he's going to have gleaned valuable information from that, and will learn in terms of how to hunt around Treehouse the next time he's here. So really good to see, and he's fast becoming a very clever little cat, and streetwise is probably the way I would describe him. And maybe that being on his own and having the mother that he's had really has prepped him to be the way he is. You can see he's being driven mad by the mosquitoes just as much as we are. He's biting about and sort of lashing out at them, scratching. So I think he's having his own mosquito problems that we are having as well, this side of the world. Kimberly, you hope that Hosana gets some supper soon. Well, I think he's still feeding. I mean, at the end of the day, he's not emaciated by any stretch of the imagination. So I think he's catching smaller mammals at night. So things like scrub hares and varying other smaller mammals that we see, things like steenbok maybe. Even tortoises he'll go after. The odd terrapin, maybe birds in between all of that. So I think he's sustaining himself on those. But yes, it would be really nice for him to grab himself a big impala like he had when I started a few weeks ago back from leave, when he had that impala in the tree close to Treehouse Dam. That would be ideal and first prize for Hosana. That's what I would really hope that he got. And there's no better place to do it than at these waterholes. So between here and Twin Dams, it's going to come. He will find one at some point, and when he does, hopefully we'll be here to find it, or to film it at least, and see him with his dinner. It would be really nice to come around the corner and have him up in a tree with a big impala. Isn't he beautiful though? Now unfortunately our Mara girls have got no signal at the moment, so you're going to be with me and enjoy Hosana for longer. Pelin, the biggest thing that I've ever seen a leopard catch is a 2-year-old giraffe, which was massive. So that was Tingana that caught that with Moya. He was mating with Moya and managed to catch a 2-year-old giraffe, which was really a massive, massive meal. I've got a photo of it somewhere. I will try and find it somewhere for you and be able to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So that's the biggest. The smallest, termites. So I've seen leopards feeding off winged owlets, which is the smallest thing. So between the two, they will go after both. Now he seems to be interested in something else. I wonder if there's something else that is approaching this area. And oh, there's a duiker. So he's stalking a duiker now. There's a duiker straight in front of me that's coming down for water as well. So it's just on the edge of a thicket, and it's slowly but surely making its way down towards the water as we speak. So you will have a little bit, unfortunately, of darkness because of the lights that's gone off, and will be in infrared. But like I say, we don't have an infrared light, so it's not going to be 100%, but we'll still be able to see what goes on. The duiker is heading straight towards me, and it's hopefully going to come out of a thicket. Right now we won't see much of it because it's just behind a bush, but it should be slowly but surely coming down to drink and have water, and so hopefully that's what's going to happen, and Hosana will be able to stalk the duiker. You can see though there's opportunity abounding from every direction at the moment, and it'll be interesting to see where the duiker's gone because I can't see it now. It was moving up towards the thicket again. I've lost it completely. I'm not sure where it's gone, but it was directly in front of me in a little grassy patch. I just saw its head bobbing around, but now I can't see it at all. Senzo, can you see it? Not yet. So it seems as though maybe it's gone across the road. The way that Hosana's looking looks as though he's looking north of the dam at the moment. So I wonder if he isn't just checking up that way. Okay, so there we go. There's a light. So Senzo has done a quick fix, and he's holding the IR light so that we can see her much better at night. Well done, Senzo. That's a sterling effort that you're busy doing there. It's not easy to hold a camera and a light, but he's doing it so that we can see a lot better, and we can actually film what takes place and what goes on. If you want, Senzo, I can hold the light for you if you want to be able to. Okay, so he says he's alright. Now, it seems as though Hosana has lost interest just a little bit and is not paying as much attention to that duiker. I think it's because it's not coming down for water. I think he's decided that he's not too concerned at this stage. But you see, he's still at least aware that there are things around. Look at those ears listening. There we go. Now he's starting to go. I think he's going to start creeping up back towards where that duiker went. Just getting himself a little bit of height just to see what's going on. And it is amazing. I cannot see a single thing now. It is just literally a blur on the other side of the bank. It's only because I know where he is that I can see him. Otherwise, he's completely blending in. But with the IR, we're able to see it. Really is quite amazing. And look how big he's getting. He's getting nice tall legs now. He's getting really quite large. Are you going to sit on your stump? No. A little unsure, I think, what he wants to do at this stage. I don't know if he wants to leave the dam or if he wants to hunt the duiker that was around or go back after the nyala or where he wants to go. But he's sitting and listening and looking, and I think he's hoping that something's going to come drink and he can use the cover of darkness to hunt from the edge of this water. That's what I think he's hoping for. I wonder if that's not how he killed the impala here last time, is that the one that we saw in the tree, that he dragged it from the dam side. So maybe he knows if he's just patient here at night, something will arrive and he will have that opportunity to hunt and have it in his advantage by being here at night and just spending time. So maybe he knows just to be patient and not to go wandering off into the bush and attract attention to himself by chasing things that are not really there to be chased, and rather wait and be patient and let things come to him. Seems like a good strategy anyway. Right, now I'm going to try and get my IR working correctly. I believe Jamie has found some signal, and not only that, but two very interesting round-eared creatures. Walking something so we can just see a light of an eye in the grass. I think it's a scrub hare that he's stalking. Yes, there's the scrub hare, and he is probably about 5 meters to the left of it, just behind that tree. So there is a tree there that has got a black mark on it, which is the time-lapse clip for Seb, and he's somewhere in that thicket between those trees. So if you do see the black sort of square, that is for Seb to do his time lapses. But there's Hosana. There you can just see the back of his tail, and he's kind of prepping himself to almost jump. So we'll stay on the scrub hare for now, because he's slowly but surely stalking his way towards that scrub hare. And this is the kind of thing that he will go after. Remember, we were saying that he'll feed off things like scrub hares to sustain himself between the big meals like impalas. So he's definitely stalking that, and I wonder if he's not going to sneak his way a little bit closer, and that scrub hare is going to be caught unawares. Let's see. Interesting, though, that he picked it up. It was amazing. He was just sitting there, and he all of a sudden picked up something and just started moving that way. And then the scrub hare has just popped out now. And hopefully the scrub hare moves towards Hosana, and we see him chasing it, because it'll be amazing. We know that he has caught a scrub hare in the last week, so I'm pretty sure he does go after them quite regularly. And I've had a very close encounter with a scrub hare and Hosana. Unfortunately, he missed that day, but let's see. Maybe he's going to get a little closer. It's interesting. There's the eyes of the scrub hare. Now, of course, there's no lights on whatsoever, so we can't see anything in the dark. I can't see where he is or the scrub hare. It's only through the monitor that I can watch what's going on. So hopefully for Hosana, he just sits tight where he is, and the little scrub hare comes bounding towards him around that mound, which I don't know if it's going to do. The road is on the other side there, and we know the scrub hares like to be in open clearings. They don't really like to go through thickets, but maybe it seems as though it's coming closer. Is it coming closer? It does look like it's coming straight towards us, doesn't it? Which means it's going to make its way straight towards Hosana. Nope. There, it's turning now. No. can't see him at all. I don't know where he's gone, but he's somewhere behind that clump of trees. Is he still there? Oh, there he is. You can just see him. Look at that camouflage. Isn't that amazing? So he's going to just lower himself probably and start to creep again. The thing about a scrub hare is it's a fleet-footed animal and it's fast. And out of all the animals out here that see well at night, scrub hares are one of them. So scrub hares also do see very well. And so he's got to be a little bit aware of that. And that's why he's taking his time. It's about patience. And this is what he has to learn as a leopard. As a leopard is an ambush predator. It's not a rushing predator like a cheetah or a lion. In those sort of regards, it's more an ambush. It needs to wait. It needs to hold tight and wait for that exact opportunity there. Now the scrub hare's moved a little bit. You see how careful he is with his feet, placing them delicately and ever so quietly, making sure he's not making noise. And you'll find the back leg, if he takes another step, will go exactly where that front leg went. So he's going to direct register. He's going to make sure that he's not making too much noise by moving, and keeps his feet moving in the same. Look, you see how carefully he places that back foot right where that front foot was, and he ever so gently places his front foot. There we go. See how he's watching? Look at how that back foot comes down slowly. I think maybe the scrub hare has run off a little bit because his movement has quickened slightly. Like I say, I can't see anything. I have no idea where the scrub hare has gone. I've got no lights at all. So difficult for me to see what's happening. Okay, I can see the scrub hare now. So the scrub hare is just to the right, Senzo, just in the open clearing there. Somewhere in that general vicinity I saw it. I don't know, somewhere there. So Mary, you say he's definitely going to catch something for dinner tonight. Well, I hope so. He's certainly trying his luck with everything that is around. So I'm sure at some point he is going to grab something. I'm sure I saw that scrub hare out on that open clearing somewhere. Maybe it was just my eyes deceiving me. Interesting. Nonetheless, I thought I saw it there. Either way, it must be somewhere close that he's kind of moving along that thicket. Can you see him still, Senzo? Is he still behind the tree? It's difficult to make them out when they're behind thickets like this. Yes, there he is. He's at the back there. So I'm just going to try and watch him more than the scrub hare, because the scrub hare is going to move around and is going to sort of trot and jump and kind of run around a little bit. And so if we watch him, we'll be able to keep up with what is going on. What I want to try and do is just get a slightly better angle on this, because we're not going to disturb the hunt too much from where I am. I'm right across the dam on the other side, so I just want to go up onto the dam wall itself, and we shouldn't have any issues if we go onto the dam wall. We should have a situation where we're able to kind of still view the process, but have a much better, clearer view with him behind that thicket as we speak. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to get that side. Now, a mosquito bit me on the nose, and it's super itchy, and now it's really the first time I've ever been bitten on the nose before. It's driving me a little bit on the mad side, I must be honest. It's a very unusual feeling to have an itchy nose via mosquito bite. So I do apologize if I sneeze at any stage. It's because of this silly little sort of nose that I've got of my at the moment. So there I can see him. Can you see him, Senzo? So we're going to try and just watch him for a little bit longer and see how close he is. Look, there he's stalking. How cool is that? With the infrared and his lights glowing as he's stalking down towards the water. Look at how he's slowly but surely making his way, checking his movement every now and then. Where's the scrub hare? I don't see it. It's somewhere here. The way he's stalking, he can see the scrub hare. I honestly have no idea where it is. It must be somewhere in this little clearing. But I think let's carry on with him. We would normally be wrapping the show now, but we're going to extend just to watch Hosana hunting and try and see if he doesn't catch himself a meal. The way he's walking and stalking, how cool is that? It's just that much more sort of hectic with his eyes glowing. It's so much more airy. Imagine that stalking you in the night and you saw that coming. It's enough to make people have nightmares. But so cool. Look how he's just focused. His muscles are twitching as he watches and stares and looks. I don't know how far he's got to go. I seriously can't see the scrub hare. Oh, there it is. Is it not here at the bottom, Senzo? Down here, right to the right, to the right. Other way, other way. There it is. There's the scrub hare. So it's up against the bank, and he's got an opportunity now. The scrub hare is obscuring itself with that branch, so he can then stalk. You can see he's got a long way to go, though, to get anywhere near, and it's completely open, so it's not like he's hidden. But he's going to try. He's going to try and keep coming and keep using that to be able to see. And this infrared light, the way that the eyes catch it and they glow a little bit, really helps for us to be able to track both of them. So we can see the scrub hare on the bottom right, leopard on the top left, and hopefully he's going to slowly but surely make his way down towards this area. How cool is this? So coming up onto this dam wall certainly seems like a better option. There he comes, slowly but surely, and you can see the light doesn't affect him in any way whatsoever. He's not blinded by it. We're not showing him. The scrub hare can't see him. We can't affect the scrub hare, so they can't see Hosana, and so everybody is kind of at their natural state, and it is amazing to watch it in this way. The scrub hare is still feeding down below here. It's got no idea there's a leopard stalking it. It's better that way, scrub hare. You can see the scrub hare is just feeding. It has no clue that this leopard is coming and what's lurking behind it. Like I said, it's stuff nightmares are made of. Glowing eyes in the darkness coming towards you. I think many a child would be creeped out by that. And of course, for us, this is just so exciting. So hopefully he's going to just cover that ground. And where the scrub hare is perfect for him in a way, because the scrub hare is behind a little bush and it's kind of hopping up towards us now. Behind these little bushes are not the worst places, because Hosana can use that as cover from the scrub hare. And you can see the scrub hare is basically going from little tuft of grass to little tuft of grass as it tries to kind of feed during the night. And perfect, look, here comes Hosana. You can see he's using that cover now of darkness to head in that direction. The scrub hare's ears are not going to be working as well when it's feeding. It's going to be rustling in the grass. It's not going to be making a bit of noise. You see the scrub hare's now noticed something. Hang on, what's going on? No, there comes Hosana again. He's seen that the scrub hare is not watching, and he's going to slowly come in this direction. The problem is he's got to go uphill now to grab that scrub hare. If he can get behind that little bush and wait for the scrub hare to come to the left, he might be in business here. But you see how he waits for the scrub hare to put its head down before he takes a step. And look at that. That is just patience and control. At the end of the day, this leopard, his tail, his everything, is twitching. He's excited, but he's controlling every little bit of that as he stalks towards the scrub hare. And it is an exercise in complete patience and how a leopard goes about its business. We all think that cats and stalking is easy and that these guys have it quite easy when they stalk, but you can see how much patience, how much exercise, how much energy is put in. And you see how he's working it out. He's trying to work out. Oh, the scrub hare is listening. Hosana, stay there now. Just wait for the scrub hare to feed. And he's frozen. Look. He knows now a movement might give him away. Oh, the scrub hare is back feeding. The scrub hare is also aware of something. It's like, I don't know so much if everything's okay here. Much like the Nyala earlier. But as soon as it feeds again, that gives Hosana the opportunity to move. How cool is this? No, here comes, this is really, the scrub hare is running straight towards us. It's right next to the vehicle at this stage. There's Hosana, there's the vehicle. So our lights are completely off. I can't see either one of them right now, but literally the scrub hare is running straight towards my tire, and Hosana is just below on the bottom of the dam wall at the moment. And it's a bit of a chess game right now, so we're going to see who's going to move where next. Hopefully the scrub hare comes to that patch of grass on the left of the screen and goes towards it to feed, and then Hosana can just use that thicket to come around and then maybe launch an attack from there. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like almost the scrub hare is going to come under our car instead. Don't come this way, scrub hare. No, toilet time when being stalked. There we go, that's what I was saying. If he goes into those thickets, and Hosana can use the edge of the dam, come around, and use those long grassy areas to his advantage. Come on. There we go. So you see now he's already starting to move in the background. He's starting to work out, hang on a second, I've got an opportunity as soon as it goes into the thicket to be able to move. Amazing, isn't it? There he comes. See him moving now in the background? Kimberly, you say if Hosana can get there, it's just a bound and he's got his dinner. I know, it's so much patience he's got to exercise to get there. That's the problem. And look at him, how he's positioning his feet slowly and watching, moving ever so quietly, hoping the scrub hare doesn't see him. Where's the scrub hare gone? I've lost the scrub hare. Oh, there it is. It's just on the left side there. So scrub hare on the left, Hosana on the right. He's getting closer. I wonder if he's going to launch his attack soon. It's tantalizingly close. Now, unfortunately, we can't hear him walking. He's making absolutely no sound whatsoever. He is trying to keep as low profile as is possible. You see now he's watching it going down. He's positioning himself to ready to pounce. Look, the back legs are loaded. They're down. You see how the bum is going downwards? He's basically, it's like loading a spring-loaded machine. So he's getting that so that he can do this big pounce over the top and then rush towards that scrub hare. No, he's decided just a little far. He's going to come around the grass instead. That's the way to do it, Hosana. Hopefully he doesn't end up in treehouse dam. There we go. There we go. No, he missed it. He unfortunately slipped down the bank and into the water, and the scrub hare got away. Oh no, sorry boy, not only did you miss your dinner, but you got wet as well. Oh no. Anyway, that was just so cool. We have been spoiled by this young man. He's let us have the most epic stalking sightings the last few days. So close yet so far, but how cool was that? So special. Wow. Shame boy, did you get a little wet as well on your way down? Unfortunately, he's missed dinner, so I think what we're going to do is probably wrap it up there. We stayed a little bit longer just to see how that would all play out, and with the scrub hare departing the scene and running off into the distance and Hosana looking a little bit bewildered, we are probably going to start then our heading home and try and come back in the morning and see where he's gone. I don't think he'll be here in the morning. I think he'll probably head off somewhere else, but you never know. Now, unfortunately, like I say, it is that time to say goodbye. I know Taylor and Jamie, who are in the Masai Mara, they've had an absolutely wonderful afternoon that side, and they've tried to get as much signal as possible, and hopefully they'll combat their gremlins as they go along and have a good evening. But from myself and Senzo, we've had an absolutely fantastic afternoon. It's been elephants, we've had leopard, giraffe. It just really couldn't have been any better whatsoever. So from myself and Senzo and Lou in final control and Megan, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow on the Sunrise Safari.